What's up, guys? So it's been 3 weeks since I made a video. Actually, that's not true. It's been 3 weeks since I posted a video. I've made multiple videos in the last 3 weeks, edited them, and then just hated them. For whatever reason, I just didn't like the way that they turned out. I wasn't super happy with the way the last video turned out, so I didn't really want to do that again. And I've just been sitting there working on the car, shooting video, and then deleting it. And that's very time consuming. In fact, this whole thing is very time consuming. It's kind of fun because I can see the progress in the car, but it takes a lot of time to do this stuff. A lot more than I had thought anyway. And my videos aren't even that great, so I don't know how like regular YouTubers do this. Anyway, I have been making progress on the car. I have been working on it for the last 3 weeks. You can tell I'm kind of sick. My kids got sick, my wife got sick, everybody in my house got sick, so we've been kind of dealing with that, which has slowed down progress on the car. Also, Evergreen came and went. I wasn't able to do that. I could have had the car together if I would have pushed, but it would not have been a very good car. So I decided to skip that, and I'll just have to figure out a way to get a Hans device for round 2, which I have a line on that, so hopefully that works out. Anyway, so today I think I'm going to try to finish wiring it, and I went to the automotive Walmart and I bought some corrugated wire, which they call protective wire wrap, gloves, because even though it's spring in Oregon, it still feels like winter. I tried to finish the fenders as well, but I could not find this thing anywhere, so I had to buy another one. Made some gauges the other day, and just destroyed all my drill bits, so I got these. Hopefully these work out. A knife, obviously, because you need knives for everything, and I destroyed all my knives when I took out the windshield. So here's the weird thing that I got. Hopefully will work out. Trailer wire. So the trailer wire is basically, because those wiring, they're not like a kit, but the different spools of wire that you can get at Harbor Freight, they suck. For the most part, it's like 16 to 22 gauge. And if you've ever noticed that the wire that comes from China always feels a little bit smaller when you actually cut it open, and I guess you'd call that like a thread count or something. I don't know what it would technically be called, but I know that when I cut it open and trim it and start to twist the ends, it doesn't feel like a normal, like if you cut a 14 gauge wire out of a Ford or a Mazda or something, it's definitely thicker. So I have a feeling China's kind of screwing us over on that one. This is from China too, but it is all 14 gauge, and it is a little bit heavier duty since it is like a trailer wire. So I'm going to use this to wire in the lights just because I get like 16 or 18 feet or something like that out of this, and it was like $8. So $8 compared to 33, 34, 35, whatever it was. All of this is the actual size I want. Plus, I do get some weatherproof connectors. Not that that really matters inside the car, but I guess if I use these to run the headlights, that'll be kind of nice. But yeah, I think this will help out a lot. Also, all the different colors, obviously, makes everything a lot easier. But I've never seen anybody do it. I don't know why you wouldn't. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. It might look a little dumb, but that's what the corrugated wire is for, right? So yeah, I guess I will also show you the progress that I've been making on the RX-7 in the last 3 weeks. I really have to watch the last YouTube video that I posted to find out exactly what I was doing, because I don't really remember. I know I was finishing up the cage then, so I'll probably watch that really quick and then take you guys out to the garage and just kind of give you a quick rundown on everything that's been done to the RX-7, what needs to still be done, and how close I am to actually drifting, which hopefully is a lot closer than I feel like. So it looks like a nice day out there, but if you actually look real close, Oregon tricked you and it's raining. Pretty typical Oregon. So I just finished watching the last video to see where I was and what I was doing. So finished the tire intrusion bars. They are all done, painted, look good. Finished putting in the seat. I made the extra brackets for support since I haven't lost as much weight as I'd hoped. There's the battery, all the cables, kill switch, I'm going to run 2 kill switches this year, one in cab, one on the cowl like they want you to, just for extra safety measures. Yeah, so it looks pretty good, I think. It's coming along. I also built a little gauge and switch set. These will be in the center of the dash, and since they're kind of non-essential or ones that you're not going to pay that much attention to, I put the wideband and the fuel level here, along with obviously the kill switch, so that I don't die if I get in a wreck. I put the other ones, my important ones, in here, and I really don't like that orange background, by the way, but it's just paper that's under or on top of the foam that's sitting there, so anytime it got wet or got dirty, it was just gross. I mean, it was nasty. So I painted it orange. I thought I might like it, or at least tolerate it. I don't think I will tolerate it, and I'll probably paint it back to white and just like clear it so I can just wipe it down. Also, some cool stuff that happened. My boss at work bought us a whole bunch of new connectors and like big bins, and so he gave away all this other stuff. And yeah, I definitely jumped on that, because that is the sort of stuff that nickels and dimes you to death building a drift car, race car, whatever you want to call this car. It sucks having to constantly go in and spend like $6 on connectors over and over and over again. And so now we have this company that just stocks us at work, and he's just said get rid of that stuff. So perfect. I thought that was awesome. Anyway, so I'm probably going to finish wiring the dash today, try to get taillights, headlights, and just running lights in general wired in. And I also got the third brake light that goes across the top of the windshield so that the judges can see when you're stepping on the brakes. That was actually in the house. Crap, I didn't show you that. Well, I'll show you later anyway. So, yeah, how about I just get to work now and shut up and finish this stupid car. So I got a tiny bit distracted yesterday, but in a good way. I ended up going over to Level Ride last night after putting in the dash and finished these up. So these are those brand new lower ball joints that I bought, and I cut out some extensions, had Kurt weld them up, and then today I just kind of grinded away everything. Also, I cut some little pieces of angle so I can make some stops, because I was having a problem with the wheel actually touching the lower control arm, which shouldn't be a problem this year since I'm running 17x8s, but who knows. Anyway, I did get other stuff done. I got the cluster in there, which isn't much. I mean, it's literally just sitting in here. But you can see I did the twisted pair of wires for everything. I really like that. And now, of course, it won't go back in. But I like doing that because it's a lot less messy, and as long as I don't have to go back through it, it's fine. So yeah, I think I'm going to switch gears a little bit, finish up these, and check the fitment on the new wheels and see how that all looks. Because honestly, I have some 17x8s, like I said just a second ago, and I really don't like the way they look, but they're going to function. So I'm going to try to live with that for as long as I can. So this is what they look like when they're installed. Everything is still loose because it's just mock-up, because I wanted to put that angle in there and see what I could touch off of to stop the knuckle from moving too far. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave them off for now, just kind of keep them around, because that looks like it's stopping fairly decent just on the rack. We'll have to see when the wheels are on, though. That'll be the true test. Now for the moment of truth. Is it going to spin and clear? Ooh, that bearing doesn't sound very good, or something. Anyway, look at that. Doesn't hit the tie rod. And let's see if it works this way too. Look at that. That is a lot of clearance in the backside, which is great because I can show you. Look right there. That's what the 17x9s did. And that's why I have to run so much toe in on this car, was to stop it from just catching on that lower control arm and locking up that tire while I was drifting. Freaking sucked. Also, if you're wondering why it's so hard to turn left to right, just the lower ball joint is gone on the other side of the car. So the knuckle and the coilover is still hooked up. So you're still trying to turn that, but you don't have an access to turn it on, so it's a little funky right now. But yeah, I promise my steering isn't that bad. But these are the 17x8s, and I guess they do fit the fender pretty well. Maybe just give it a kick in. I don't know. Just 17. I hate having staggered. That just bothers me to no end. I like to be able to swap whatever wheel I want on the front and just take the tire and swap it to that wheel in case I break one. But it's kind of one of those function over form things this year, I guess. And I'm really hoping that I don't hate it. So far, it looks okay, I guess. We'll put it on the ground and see what it really looks like. And actually, so while I have you here, Potenza RE71R. This is a ridiculously sticky tire. It's only like 151 bucks from Discount Tires, which I have a credit card for, which is how I paid for the wheels, the tires, and the other set of wheels that I didn't end up using. That's a killer deal. These tires are amazing. I got an autocross buddy that swears by them, and he's really freaking good at autocross. So if he's, swears by them, then they must be good. Anyways, I think that's about it for this video, because I'm just going to continue on wiring and putting up together the other side of the suspension. Actually, probably painting those arms. I don't think I'll put those little pieces of angle in there because I don't need the stops. It looks like the rack is going to stop it good enough. So yeah, I'll just keep them around in case, but I really doubt it. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you think of those 17x8s up front. Focus, camera, focus. There you go. Like I said, it looks like it fits the body pretty well, which I'm happy about. If there's just no lip on them at all, no dish, no nothing. And not that the 17x9s are any better, but at least they have a little bit of lip and like this dish here, whereas the front doesn't. And I know that's just looks, but that's part of a drift car too. It's supposed to look nice, right? But hey, it's not going to be locking up the wheel anymore. It's not going to be destroying wheels. That's going to be all me this year. So I guess it is what it is. And we'll see. If I can find something else, I'll run something else. But for now, that looks like the thing that I'm going to do. So anyways, I will make another video probably today, but I'll just end this one here and see you guys later.